Hello everybody and welcome to Season 3 and the long-awaited return of Rigs of Rod's semi-realistic point series. My name is Preston Vieira and I'll be your host as we debut an all-new season with all new competitors and all new tours. Tonight we're making our debut at Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego, California on the Tryouts Tour. You're going to need a format explanation for this one, so give me just a minute of your time and we'll get into the action. Here we'll be hosting new lineups for each show, looking for the top 7 overall to move on to next week's show on the Golden Days Tour. These top 7 at the end of the night, meaning after freestyle, will be open to signups unless already taken by another driver, which I will make clear before the night ends. Signups will be first come, first serve in 1 truck per person all season, so be here first each week to get the best pick in the comments section. Both racing and freestyle on the Tryouts Tour are worth only half points, so each and every one of our drivers have an incentive to move on to the Golden Days Tour if they want to see real points earnings. Next week, these drivers who transfer over to the Golden Days Tour will have a chance to earn a continuing appearance by attempting to break the top 8. If they do so, you'll see them back here on the Tryouts Tour to fight to keep the cycle going against an all-new lineup. This is going to be an exciting season, and I can't wait to see how things shake out. But just like any other channel, Rorsrps thrives on engagement. So do us both a favor. If you enjoyed tonight's episode and you want more, leave a like, drop a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and consider sharing with your friends to get more people in on the action. Thank you for listening, and without further ado, let's get a look at tonight's racing competitors with our racing bracket. Kicking off the first race of the night, Lupe Soza in Advanced Auto Parts Grinder is going to take on Tristan England in JCB Dig-A-Tron. Then we got Kaylyn Mowery in Jailbird going to face off against Joe Foley in Megabyte. Mark Colineri in Working Classes back. He's going to take on George 20D10 in Chillin Villain. Then we got Tevin Maxwell in Team Meents facing off against Kayla Blood in Soldier Fortune. John Seasock in Sudden Impact is going to take on Chad Fortune in Ameriquest Freedom. Mike Vaters Sr., no problem, is going to take on Ewan Ford in Soldier Fortune Black Ops. Then we got Derek Evans in Spellcaster facing off against John Gordon in Bad Company. And closing out the first round, it's Alfredo Moya in Dragon facing off against Preston Collins in Sheriff. And just like that, round 1 is here. Lupe Soza, Advanced Auto Parts Grinder, is on your right. He's going to be facing off against Tristan England in JCB Dig-A-Tron. Both of these trucks, massive sponsors behind them. JCB Dig-A-Tron, of course, the newest of the two and the most recent to be featured on this channel. He was here as a substitute in Season 2, did well enough on the All-Star Challenge Tour to get a World Finals qualification. And Lupe Soza in Grinder did well enough in Season 1 to get a World Finals qualification and did well enough in the World Finals to be invited back. You guys wanted to see some of the best from each tour here this season, and this is one of them. He did well enough to get qualified to the World Finals, like I said, and in the World Finals freestyle competition, did pretty well as well. So we'll see what happens here tonight in racing. One racing championship behind Lupe Soza in Advanced Auto Parts Grinder. We're green for the first race of the night and heading into the berm. JCB Dig-A-Tron already in trouble. Tristan England getting a little tacked up there, hiking up the right side of the truck. Advanced Auto Parts Grinder has the lead heading into the final hairpin. Can he hold it to the end? Out wide for Tristan England. It is all Advanced Auto Parts Grinder. Heading into round 2, Lupe Soza getting it done in our first race of the night. One step closer to a racing championship. Unfortunate break for Tristan England. He wasn't much of a racer last season either, though, so it's kind of to be expected. Kaylyn Mowery in Jailbird coming out on your right. She's gonna take on Joe Foley in Megabyte. 2 trucks that were featured on the Indy Madness Tour. Megabyte, a different scheme, a different theme, a different chassis at that. And a different driver. Jim Kohler, of course, took the reins last season. Now we got Joe Foley with the classic Avenger 2 chassis underneath him. We'll see what happens here as he takes on a one-time racing champion, Kaylyn Mowery in Jailbird. We're green And heading into the berm for the second time tonight, the first time for both of these two. Beautifully done from both of them as well. Joe Foley with a werewolf node beam breakable at that. If you want to see more breakables with your request, make sure that you specify you want to see a werewolf node beam version. To the line though, it is Kaylyn, Mowery, and Jailbird with a great pass, starting off the racing competition strong here in round one. Not too bad for Joe Foley. We know those werewolf node beam breakable trucks handle way differently than these other V4s, and Joe Foley did a great job of keeping up with Kaylyn Mowery, a one-time racing champion from the regular season. Colineri bringing back that rumble scheme from World Finals 2 in working class, and George 20D10 and Chillin Villain bringing back the pit party scheme that he debuted in World Finals 2. Both of these trucks also Season 2 competitors in the regular or in the main field of the regular season. Colineri bringing out the, like I said, the rumble scheme that he had at World Finals 2. He competed in all three competitions. George 20D10, Chillin Villain, did not compete in the World Finals, was unable to get a solid enough performance to earn a World Finals championship, or a qualification, excuse me. Colineri in trouble on one wheel, able to get the save. Chillin Villain, George 20D10, look at Colineri going in reverse, trying to get some ground here. But it is all George 20D10, Chillin Villain to the line here in round one. A one-time racing champion. So, I mean, kind of a wild card. It could go well, it could not. Making it out of round one, though, is a solid start here tonight. We'll see how he does in round two. Unfortunately, Colineri gonna have to wait for freestyle tonight. Next up on the track, Tevin Maxwell returning from season 2. Second place on the biggest and baddest tour, and second place in the World Finals racing competition. On your left, Kayla Blood returning from season 1. We haven't seen her in a long time here on this channel. Kayla Blood, known kind of as the queen of round one. She was struggling for a long time to make it out of round one of racing. We'll see if she can do it here tonight, taking on such a great racer, Tevin Maxwell, with this Team Meents truck on the line, staged, ready to go, and we are green, headed into the berm. Solid turns for both of them. Tevin Maxwell, a slight lead on Kayla Blood right now around the turn. Looking good as we head through the straightaway. Kayla Blood real squirrely, but through this final hairpin, a solid turn, just not enough to compete with Tevin Maxwell. Team Meents on to round two tonight. Can he lock it down for another round? As we move through this bracket here, looking good, man. We've had some great races so far. A great save from Colineri in working class. I'd say worthy of a season debut. Next out on the track, though, John Seasock in sudden impact on your right. Look at the big slide there. Chad Fortune also making his debut on the channel with Ameriquest Freedom. We have seen Ameriquest Freedom on the channel once before in the Season 2 qualifiers. Was unable to break into the actual season, though. By the way, Ameriquest Freedom, another werewolf node beam truck. So we'll see if any damage happens or if he can keep that truck together. John Seasock in sudden impact. We saw him in Season 1 as a substitute. Solid enough performance to grab a freestyle championship, a second show, and a World Finals qualification. Did great in World Finals freestyle. Coming through the berm, gonna hike up that right rear. They are neck and neck right now. Slight lead goes to John Seasock in sudden impact. As we head through the straightaway, Chad Fortune comes back with ease and heading to the final jump. Can he hold it? He does. Chad Fortune, Ameriquest Freedom, on to round two tonight. Unfortunate break for John Seasock in sudden impact. We'll see him in freestyle, though. We know he excels in that freestyle competition, at least here on the channel. Vaters Sr. gonna come out next on your right with the channel debut of No Problem, or the regular season debut of No Problem, I should say. And Ewan Ford in Soldier Fortune Black Ops, returning from Season 2. We know him as the guy that takes the hardest hits on the channel. Believe me, I know Team Meents took a really hard hit in one of our shows last season, but consistently taking really hard hits. Ewan Ford He's back again, picking up the reins of Soldier Fortune Black Ops. Can he make it to the final round once again? He did it twice last season, but was unable to get any racing wins. Let's see if he can do it tonight, facing off against a veteran like Vaters Sr. The first turn looking good for both of these drivers. Beautifully done from Mike Vaters, even a little bit of a lead. Around that turn, Mike Vaters does have a slight lead. Look at the turn from Ewan Ford, though. To the line, it is extremely close. Who's it gonna be? Ewan Ford and Soldier Fortune Black Ops manages to grab the win here in round one. What a race, came down to the wire. But I think Ewan Ford just got a corner of a tire out past the finish line. Derek Evans in Spellcaster making his regular season debut. He's gonna face off against John Gordon in Bad Company, returning with this truck. We saw Bad Company in both of our past seasons, but we saw this specific version of Bad Company in season 1. Had a couple of wins behind him, I believe. Heading into this season, it is going to be an exciting turn of events if he can lock down a Golden Days Tour spot. But like I said, he needs to break that top 7. Spellcaster, we haven't seen since the season 2 qualifiers. We're green. How's he going to do tonight? Into the berm. Spellcaster in trouble on 2 wheels. Gets the... Oh! Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at the skills from Derek Evans. Wrong competition, man. John Gordon gonna take a win with ease here in round 1. Bad Company on to round 2. He does grab that 5-second penalty there at the end for missing the jump, but Spellcaster also gonna grab it, and he was way behind anyways. Derek Evans, a rough turn of events here in round 1. What a save, though. You got to save those 2-wheel skills for freestyle, or potentially, if you get voted in the 2-wheel skills competition at the World Finals. We'll see how he does in freestyle later on tonight, though. Next up, Alfredo Moya in Dragon, returning after Season 2. Preston Collins in Sheriff, returning after Season 1. It's been a long time since we've seen Sheriff. Sheriff was on the Sponsor Showdown Tour, managed to get a freestyle win by the end of the season, but struggled to get there all season long, which is an insane shock to everyone watching because Sheriff was on kill all season long. Some of the craziest freestyles, just managed to miss out on the freestyle win each show until the end of the season. Alfredo Moya and Dragon in that boat right now. No wins behind him at this point, but great performance in both racing and freestyle through the berm. Preston Collins is in trouble all over the place here. Around the first turn, oversteer big time from Alfredo Moya. What is going on with these two right now? Preston Collins manages to make up the ground to the line. It is going to be Preston Collins in Sheriff taking the win. Wow. Alfredo Moya had it on lock until that flat ground turn, the second turn of this race. Just oversteered, went right into that freestyle obstacle, unfortunately. But if you're enjoying tonight's racing competition, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, let me know with a comment down below. Also, check out our Instagram at Rorsrps for the full interactive experience and another shot at requests. Also, check out rorsrps.com for all kinds of our merch. We still have World Finals 2 t-shirts. We still have Season 2 stickers, and we're going to have trading cards very, very soon. Advanced Auto Parts Grinder is going to face off against Jailbird. Chillin Villain is going to take on Team Meents. Ameriquest Freedom will face off against Soldier Fortune Black Ops. And closing out round 2, it's Bad Company taking on Sheriff. Yes, you heard me correctly. Trading cards. Every truck this season will have at least one trading card to their name, and every driver that gets signed up will be attached to that truck. So be sure to head over there and check them out. I will have our first shipment very, very soon, but our next race is here. Lupe Soza on your right in Advanced Auto Parts Grinder. Kaylyn Mowery on your left in Jailbird. This is going to be an exciting race here. Both of them with a racing win or two behind them. We'll see what happens as they line up, stage ready to go, and we are green. Kicking off the second round. What a race here between these two. Big slide there from Lupe Soza over the top of the berm. Kaylyn Mowery nice and tight around that obstacle. already into that final hairpin. Who's going to take it to the line? Kaylyn Mowery is going to hold it, knocking out Lupe Soza here in round 2. Kaylyn Mowery, Jailbird, on to the semifinals tonight. Like I said, she took a racing championship last season on the Indy Madness Tour. It's definitely possible. She was solid all season long in the racing competition. We'll see if she can do it again here tonight. Chillin Villain. On your right, George 20V10, another racing champion from the Indy Madness Tour. Another racing champion here with Tevin Maxwell and Team Meents. He's going to put up a fight here in the second round. He's not going to let George 20V10 take the win easily. But George, like I said in round 1, man, he is a wild card. Anything can happen on this track. Kind of has to get lucky. This truck can be a little all over the place. You know, never really know quite what to expect from him. But Tevin Maxwell and Team Meents is always on lock, always a great bet when it comes to any competition. Both of these drivers having a little bit of trouble. Chillin Villain hiking up and Tevin Maxwell clipping that center obstacle. Heading into the final turn, it's neck and neck here. George cutting in first. And to the line it is. Oh my goodness, George 20D10 and Chillin Villain is going to take the win here. Extremely close finish there. But yes, I do believe Chillin Villain, George 20D10, on to the semifinals tonight. He'll face off against his ex-tour mate, Kaylyn Mowery, in the semis. Chad Fortune in Ameriquest Freedom going to be on your right, taking on Ewan Ford in Soldier Fortune Black Ops. I may be wrong, but when I was younger, I definitely believed that Chad Fortune, was the designer, was the idea behind Soldier Fortune. He drove it for a minute. I thought it was going to be his forever, but obviously that's not the case. Ewan Ford here driving Soldier Fortune Black Ops. A tough competitor to beat in any competition. We'll see what happens here tonight. We're staged, ready to go. We are green. Into the berm. Great turn from Chad Fortune. These two are neck and neck right now. Chad Fortune may have another upset in him if he can tighten up this turn once again. Uh-oh, over! Chad Fortune goes over, gets the save, but Ewan Ford and Soldier Fortune Black Ops will be on to the semifinals as Chad goes freestyling a little bit there. Man, an unfortunate break for Chad Fortune here in round 2, but he has freestyle. He has another shot at the win, or at a win. We'll see what happens there. John Gordon in Bad Company going to be on your right, taking on Preston Collins in Sheriff. These two were in season 1 together. They have seen each other. They faced off in a two-wheel skills competition as well as the racing and freestyle competition in the World Finals of Season 1. Preston Collins was on the Sponsor Showdown Tour, and John Gordon, Bad Company, was on the Custom Chaos Tour. John Gordon came back in Season 2, but they were not back together. Sheriff was taking a hiatus. He's back for Season 3, but what happens when we go green is the question. Gordon looking good right now. We head around that second turn. They are pretty much neck and neck. Preston Collins with a slight lead. Heading into the final turn, it is close. Great turn from Preston Collins, and he is going to take it to the line. Sheriff on to round 3, our semifinals tonight. Wow. John Gordon not going to make it stick. We know he is always ready for freestyle, and I'm excited to see it. Let's see what happens here in the semifinals as Jailbird takes on Chillin Villain, an Indy Madness face-off there. Then we got Soldier Fortune Black Ops facing off against Sheriff. A first-time matchup there to close out the semis. You can hear him already coming out onto the track. Kaylyn Mowery in Jailbird. On your right, we're going to face off against George 20D10 in Chillin Villain with that Pit Party Chillin Villain custom. That thing is pretty cool. I mean, it was requested to have Chillin Villain have a 32 degrees custom scheme, and we made it happen. It's interesting for sure. Big blue and gold truck out on the track. But we are green and launching the semi-finals. Oh, George in trouble. He is all over the place here in the semis. Kaylyn Mowery locking it down, getting this track to a T here in the semis. Around that final turn beautifully as well. Kaylyn Mowery looking for her first racing championship of the season. Can she get it? We will find out soon as she is on to the finals here tonight, fueled by Dubby Energy. This is going to be an exciting one already. You know, if Kaylyn Mowery is in the finals, it's all or nothing. Next out on the track, Ewan Ford, Soldier Fortune Black Ops on your right, taking on Preston Collins in Sheriff. Sheriff brings back that World Finals 1 custom scheme that he brought out here on the track. He's looking to bring back some World Finals worthy performance here throughout this season. This is going to be an exciting one as we pull up to the line to close out the semifinals. This is for your second finalist here tonight, who will face off against Kaylyn Mowery in Jailbird. We're green, launching into the berm for the final time of the semifinals. Ewan Ford hikes up the right side of that truck. Preston Collins, a massive lead on Ewan Ford right now, already into that final turn. Looks like he's going to take it to the line. Absolutely. Preston Collins in Sheriff, taking it to the finals in the first show of the season. Nicely done. Shout out to my fellow Preston here tonight, man. Killing it in the racing competition so far. Can he grab the first championship of the season? Is going to be tough, facing off against Jailbird, Kaylyn Mowery. Your final round is here. Coming out onto the track, Kaylyn Mowery, Jailbird on your right, Preston Collins, Sheriff on your left. You can feel the energy now, and speaking of energy, be sure to check out our channel partner, Dubby Energy. They have some delicious energy powders. My flavor of the day is pomegranate blossom. Absolutely delicious, definitely a unique flavor. Head over to dubby.gg to check them out. They have all kinds of flavors, and they have a cheaper sample pack with a couple different flavors if you want to taste without all the commitment of a massive tub and a whole bunch of money. And you can make it even cheaper using code RORSRPS to let them know we sent you. You can get 10% off your entire purchase, whatever you get. But we are staged, ready to go for the Dubby final round, and we are green. Jailbird, Sheriff heading around the turn. What a face-off in the final round, by the way. Perfect turn from Kaylyn Mowery. Preston Collins is right there with her. Around the final turn we go. And it's going to be Kaylyn Mowery in Jailbird. Not that much of a shock, but what a way to close out the night. Jailbird with another racing championship after season 2, locking it down on the Indy Madness Tour. Jailbird killing it here on the Tryouts Tour, as well as she throws it into some donuts. And she deserves to celebrate, man. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, save it. Oh man, throws it down early. A little bit of a pre-freestyle rollover there, man. Down goes Jailbird. The fans are on their feet here in Snapdragon Stadium. Tryouts Tour racing champion number 1, Kaylyn Mowery in Jailbird. Let's get a look at these points here. Jailbird starts out the season with 8 points. Sheriff with 6. Soldier Fortune Black Ops and Chillin Villain both taking 4. Then we got Bad Company, Ameriquest Freedom, Team Meents, Advanced Auto Parts Grinder, all taking 2. Going out in that second round, and going out in the first round, Dragon, Spellcaster, No Problem, Sudden Impact, and our next 4 are all going to be taking 1 point. Soldier Fortune, Working Class, Megabyte, and JCB Dig-A-Tron. Again, all taking 1 point going out in that first round. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stick around. Freestyle is coming at you in just a minute. All you got to do is wait for the end card and tap that, and we'll head right over there. RORSRPS is awesome all the time, every Saturday. Be here, subscribe, stick around. Check out the RORSRPS Instagram for another extra shot at entering requests once a week. Also, Be sure you guys are subscribed, man. Do not miss the rest of this season. Head over to rorsrps.com. Be on the lookout for our Season 3 trading cards. Packs of 7 for $10. There is a little explanation if you check out the Season 3 page. Also check out our channel partner Dubby Energy for some clean, jitterless energy. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 artificial dyes, 0 fillers, and absolute deliciousness, man. You can get 10% off using code RORSRPS at checkout. Get 10% off your entire purchase at dubby.gg. You can also check them out on pretty much any social media. But thank you guys again so much for tuning into Racing Freestyle. Coming at you in just a minute. Tap that end card. I'll see you there.